What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the AEW Dynamite Pre Show with Novi. I hope you guys are all doing well on this wonderful Wednesday. It's been a good one, I'd have to say. Hope you guys enjoyed the new intro music. Brought that in. Had my boy Jet Set, who's been a long time, day one friend of mine, make that. So please go support his links down in the description below. But someone else you can support their links. Good job, Marcus. Marcus, you're back. Welcome, brother. How you doing?
I am back. I am back. It's good to be back in the territory. And I gotta say, bro, that little intro we did was kind of wavy. I fought with it. Shout out
You
your
know,
mans.
a little vibe to it, nothing too crazy, just a little nice bass, just chill to get you easy into the whole program, you know what I mean? But again, hope you guys are doing well. If you haven't already, please leave a like on the stream as you're filing in. Make sure to drop any comments. You guys know you lead the direction of the show, and then if you're feeling so generous, we have super chats turned on, so hit those up if you're feeling generous once again. But I usually start this show by reading some comments, but I should start this show since it happened on Sunday, since I haven't got the chance to say anything in a video, and I'm gonna choose to say it now because these are like, you guys are always hanging out. I know all of you. We hit 2,000 subscribers on the channel this past Sunday. Big
Oh,
time milestone. It's been a little over a year since we started the channel, and we're nearing 100 videos actually, which is very funny. That's a lot of videos to make, but maybe we'll do something special for that. But either way, I do very much appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys and your support, especially in these streams. You guys, I see the same names every single week. It means the fucking world. You guys are awesome. And yeah, just want to give a little shout out before we get going to some dynamite discussion. This looks like to be a good show, right, Marcus?
yeah, I like it a lot. We got All-Star 8-Man. We got Sheeta and Statlander on there. I always love them too. Shout out
Mm-hmm.
Stat Wrestling on Dynamite. The homies from CMLL is pulling up to the building tonight. I'm locked
Ooh,
in.
we are locked in. The CMLL part is one I'm particularly, I'm involved. I'm ready to go with that, honestly.
I'm ready to run through a
Spike's
wall,
my
brother,
interest.
because they just make TV so much more fun, and they're so distinct from each other. There's not a
Mm-hmm.
whole blending in. And CMO is just a cool promotion that people
Yeah.
need to lock in on and support. So I'm happy for it to be on TV. I'm happy for the visa thing that kind of screwed up. A lot of Forbidden Door is behind us,
Mm-hmm.
and the big dogs are finally back.
Final. We got some big names in there too on the graphics, so we'll get into that a little later because CML is the coolest promotion in the world. You mentioned it. They're probably the best promotion in the world, to be quite honest with you. I'm not like totally tapped in. Like I see some of the big stuff, but even the big stuff, that's enough for me to say like they're easily better than anything else we're getting from across anywhere, to be honest with you. But we of course have Art Irony, who always gets in their chats before the shows like starts, before it goes live, which is always the good way to do it. Um, it's a good one too. Thoughts on AEW doing more themed pay-per-views like the Royal Rumble or TNA's Lockdown, like pay-per-views built around a specific gimmick rather than here's a bunch of matches 12 times a year. Marcus, what's your thoughts on all this? Curious.
Hmm. I'm not mad at it, actually. Like I was a huge fan of the theme Dynamites. They would do a lot, like Winter's Coming, Fighter Fest,
Mm-hmm.
Fight for the Fallen, Road Rager when they first came back on the road. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was a big fan of those. It was distinct. It made things feel cool. Like Fright Night Dynamite earlier in the year, a couple weeks ago, that was awesome. That was probably the best
Yeah,
Dynamite they've done in forever.
for
As
sure.
far as this actual theme goes, like a Royal Rumble, maybe you could do a Casino Gauntlet theme down the line. I'm not sure how it would work, but with the success of that stipulation that they've had over the last couple of months, tag match aside, they might be able to pull it off.
Yeah, that's the one that I immediately like point to. That I'm like, okay, if there's gonna be any like matches built or pay-per-views built around a match, it's probably gonna be that one. I think that like that whole thing is the best, like the most exciting match format that I think I've seen in the last like couple years. It's very innovative. It's awesome. It's
Yeah, I
rocks.
was there for the first one they did, and the Daly's Place Dynamite, and back in April. We had no clue what the hell it was. We had no
Hmm.
clue what the rules were for real. It was just kind of like a here goes nothing type of approach. And
Just
then you hear the
vibing.
big names coming in. You see Osprey, and the crowd just lost their minds.
Oh my
And then all of a
God.
sudden he gets the win. I was like, oh, we might have something here. Fine tune a little
Yeah.
bit, and you might have probably the best dip in North America in quite some time. And lo and
Oh yeah.
behold, here we are.
And now we've got a couple of them under our belt, and now we're feeling good about it. You know what I mean? Like, I look back, that one was specifically awesome. This is the first one. Osprey comes in. I was losing my shit just sitting at home, So I can only imagine, sitting in dailies, but the all-in one was like special. Like that was exactly what I'd want it to be. If it was built around, a show built
Right.
around it. All these top names coming in, Zack Sabre Jr., Nigel's in there, like that's real shit. And if hope, like if CMLL Visa, if that whole thing is sorted, like we've gotten into, maybe we can throw some fellas in there, bring some big Hechicero. I don't know. I could get down with that, but
Oh, I need to Cesaro more than I need Oxygen in that match.
oh, would be wonderful. Also, I should mention your camera's like a little laggy, and sometimes you're like a little robotic. I don't. It's not that bad, but it's definitely like you can notice it. Maybe if you like cut it on and cut it like off and on again,
See
maybe
that?
it'll fix it. Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
Test it out.
I'm doing now.
It's like still kind of the same, but it's like fine. You'll live. We'll get through it. It's all good.
All right, man.
Art
I ain't
irony
trying to do
once
the hokey
again.
pokey here.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to have you like go do all this bullshit. Like, bro, if y'all can't take a little lag, it is what it is. Like, just get over it
Just
at
gonna
that
have to
point.
rock with it.
Just gonna have to rock with it. Art irony again. He was talking about like do the Owen as a one night tournament. That would be cool. Like a one,
I
it's
like that.
kind of like Deadly Games, which we watched on the Grin the other day. Something like that. That would be kind of cool.
Thoughts on the
Um,
Rock? Speaking of which,
Bro, I Ibu kept saying it the whole show. He kept putting it into my head. I was like, come on. Like, he was like, I don't know, this seems a little suspicious. And they throw the baton. He definitely caught that out of the dude's hand. I was convinced. And I'm sitting there like, nah, bro, like it's good. He wouldn't do that. He's the Rock. Like, people's champ. And then, you know, he fucks us. He fucks us. A good thing at least Stone Cold was there to like get some stunners off, give him the business before the show goes off the air. Like that's what I really needed, but when I went away, I was just so sad for Foley, bro. Like Mankind was, I get he went over to the other side, but they played him, bro. They used treat him like a bitch.
justice for mankind. Justice for mankind. And looking back on that, bro, Big Boss Man, we hog tying you, bro. We know what you was on. We know
He
what
was
you were
up,
doing.
bro. He was up to some business all night, and it's just fucked up, bro. Like it's crazy to me. I hope that Mankind is like I get some people might be mad at him for going over and all that stuff, but like it is what it is. He's trying to get up the card and now he's gotten screwed. I'll leave it at this, bro. I hope Austin gets him. I feel like the match is probably going to be Austin and Rocket Mania, and I just hope that he can really shut him up at that point. That's ideal for me.
We coming for you,
Um,
Dwayne.
we are coming for you, Dwayne, and he might. No, yeah, he's coming for the WWE soon. Big Fat Orange Cat. AEW should 100% sign Sari if they can, and if she's willing to join. If that means they got to make a deal with Sukuban and wait for her time in Marigold to come to an end soon, then so be it. Obviously, you guys know I'm like maybe the biggest fan of Sari around here, but look, I don't know if we should take her out of Joshi Wrestling. That sounds kind of scary for Joshi
Nah.
Wrestling, you know what I mean?
I don't need. I love Suri as much as the next person. I adore Suri. As a matter of fact, those Suriism shows are absolutely fantastic. That being
Hmm.
said, she does not need to be on American TV full time, bro.
No.
Let her do her thing. I don't need her
Yeah.
in the constraints of American pro wrestling. Just let her come
Yeah.
in, do a cool match here and there, and then let her just be Suri.
I agree. And I mentioned it too, we don't need to take her out of Japan. This is another thing Art says, doesn't see where she fits. Hope she stays a consistent force in the Japanese circuit. Bro, Japan needs her. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, obviously, there's some big shows out there. Stardom's doing all right. Marigold, but at the end of the day, the Cerism shows sell out every single time. She is a proven draw for everywhere, every company she works for. Like they need her over there. Like we don't need to pluck all these, great wrestlers in Japan and move them over to TV just to not really do anything with them. It's I don't think
Like
it's a good
Japan,
idea.
the scene needs stars more than ever, especially with how the pandemic kind of hurt them coming out.
Yeah.
Like they need those guys. Like Okada leaving New Japan was a blow. And
Hmm.
all the top guys just leaving was a blow. Like I don't need everybody leaving Japan. I need that scene to be strong. Because when American TV pisses me off, I want to tune in at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and watch New Japan do their thing.
Yeah.
Watch Noah be Noah when they want to be. Uh,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Stardom kind of truck along and Sari just kill it everywhere she goes. I leave
Yeah.
her over there.
I agree. Also, Big Fat Orange Cat, I should say, that they wanted to clear some things up. It was about her wanting to face Athena. We can get her in without bringing her over. We could bring her over
we don't have
for
to
some
do all
few
that.
dates. Yeah.
Exactly.
But brother, Sari and Athena, whew, whew, baby,
Holds me
match of the
down.
year contender easily. I need to go outside. And Champion absolutely despise the conversations that are leaving my glorious cowboy in their future AEW World Champions lineup. And then Wesley Wiggins follows that up. Hangman should beat Darby for the title. This was a big
Yes
thing.
and
People are
yes.
giving out their lineups here. Connor starting discourse again. Crazy. But people are giving out their lineups, bro. I posted my lineup. I don't know if you saw it or agreed with it. I'll read it out real quick because I don't know. I don't want to like leave anyone out here. I said Mox, Darby, Hangman, Kenny, Osprey, Takeshita. How do we feel?
I feel tingly, warm. I got the butterflies in my stomach. I got everything, bro. Trust me. Because it just makes so much sense. Because Mox is doing this thing right now. Darby's very clearly being set up to win it. And the thing about Darby as a character and as a wrestler, he doesn't have to hold it for that long. So Hangman can come and just kill him in like 3 months or whatnot. Hold the belt, get a good reign.
Exactly.
Kenny, in a reversal of what they did with the Hangman's Tale, he can just come in and just save him from the darkness, so
You
to
see it.
speak.
You see the vision. You see it.
Exactly. I'm always seeing the vision. I'm a big ball knower, and the Osprey stuff that writes itself. It's on site
Yeah.
regardless. It's like Tom and Jerry with those two. Osprey can get his reign
Exactly.
in, and then Big Soup can come in and just take his head off. Simple.
Exactly. Exactly. This is the plan. This is what we're seeing. And also I should mention too, anyone leaving Hangman out of their lineups there for the next like 5 world champions is absolutely disgusting. You're just wrong. It's wrong for that, really. You know? I know you're a big
He's
Hangman
like,
guy too.
oh, I love Hangman with all my heart. He's legit an S tier wrestler. Which of all the things we talk about with Hangman, his wrestling and how he's probably a top 10, 20 guy in the world right now for me personally.
Oh yeah.
That needs to be
He's
discussed a lot more.
people like to leave that out of the conversation. Like we're gonna get into some Switchblade talk earlier or like later on because I do see some comments and stuff like that. I do want to bring it up because it was a big topic of discussion. But we'll kind of bring up this point now. You guys want Switchblade to be champion when Hangman is sitting right there, and he's probably at least a top 15 wrestler in the world because the consistency that he brings to the table just is kind of unmatched in AEW in a lot of ways. The heart and soul, the face. You gotta, let's factor him into these discussions. Let's be real about things. It's crazy
Yes,
to me.
respect my cowboy right now before we hog tie you.
Exactly. And you said it best, so I'll leave it at that. Don't worry about it. Okay, I won't. We already have Hikaru Shida. Let's push her instead. This is about Sari. Get her to start showing off those improved promo skills. Well, tonight, she'll be showing off some wrestling skills against Chris Statlander in a match. You guys kind of might know my take on this. Look, I love Hikaru Shida. I always have. And I always probably will. But it has to be said that her last match with Mercedes Moné, she looked very bad. Very bad. And so I'm a little worried. I'm not just a little worried, actually. I'm very worried. I'm skeptical that she can have a good match here. But if there's anyone that she could do it with, it's Chris Statlander. Am I right, Marcus?
Oh, 100%. Because Chris Stat is wrestling at a level where you can just kind of roll the ball out with anyone. It could be Sheeta. Hell, you can be Sky Blue for all I fucking care. It'll probably
Oh,
be a good, solid TV match
and it
if you throw it
was
on
when they
Dynamite
did
with
that
anyone.
too.
Yeah. Like, she's just at a high level right now. And I have no faith. I have all the faith in the world that if there's anyone that can pull a good Sheeta match out of her in 2024 currently, it's Stat. Now, with Sheeta, I love her. She's not what she used to be. It is what it is. She's what, 36, I believe, 35, 36. She just isn't what she used
I
to be.
think
She carried this women's division all 2020. She's probably been the heart and soul of it for a long time, but she's getting to
36.
that point. 36, all right.
Yeah. You get to a point, you hit a wall sometimes. It happens with wrestlers, and it seems like she's hitting that wall right now. Like you said, Chris Statlander is good enough. I think she can probably pull some real out of her, at least enough for me to like hold out hope and be like, well, hold on, maybe she could be back here soon. But I don't know anymore. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Um, Dare Rich also mentions later in the chat, Sheeta and Statlander last singles match was 2019 on the 10th episode of Dynamite. That's kind of crazy, to be
I
honest.
actually remember watching that match a couple days ago too. It was actually not that bad. It was pretty good,
Really?
but looking at what they are right now, especially Stat, it's like night and day.
Oh, Stat's a completely different wrestler after that, which is crazy. Like, I would say she's like significantly better after 2 knees being blown out, which is, there's a lot to be said there. Chris Statlander's on another level. It's the same kind of thing, actually, I'd say, too. We were mentioning, people seem to forget that Hangman's a top 15 wrestler in the world. Well, we could start having those talks about Chris Statlander being, 15, 20 best women's wrestlers in the world. I would start those conversations. I would consider her up there,
Brother, I have long started those conversations, and if that Mercedes match is what we all believe it can be Saturday, I will be yelling those conversations from the rooftops.
Oh, bro. If the Mercedes match is as good as I think it can be, I think we're going to start talking top 10, maybe. We'll start getting some real crazy discussions in here. I don't know. I might get a little crazy with it.
Talk to him.
We will be talking to him. Just Ryan, the big boys are in the territory. Very much appreciate it, Ryan.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. And shout out to 2K, by the way. Novi, you deserve that.
Oh, yeah. Very much appreciate it. He's here. I should pull it up. I'll pull it up. Big Fat Orange Cat. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, Marcus. It's crazy. It really is crazy. I'm very thankful. So I appreciate all you guys once again. One person I appreciate a lot, Ian Davis, always hanging out. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you, Ian. Dynamite looks solid. By the way, the SEC looks crazy this year. Florida is definitely beating the Dogs next season. Lagway different. Marcus, you're best suited to talk about that.
Yes. Let me talk to him right quick. Derek Lagway Jr., better known as DJ Lagway, is the future. Matter of fact, he's the present. And let it be known, let the record reflect. I got to interview him a year ago on my other podcast, the Swamp Inside Florida Flex. He's a really good kid, real insightful, real smart. He's got a lot of talent, as you're seeing right now. Next year, when the keys is fully his, watch out.
We'll be up. Hell yeah, that's sick. That's sick you got to interview him. I'm going to throw that in the link in the description. Actually, I didn't, because it's not linked on your Twitter. Send me the link on Twitter for the pod, and I'll throw it down here. I'll just throw it in the chat. I'll tell everybody to sort it out. But look, bro, we can talk SEC football though. But let's swing the conversation over to basketball, because I'm not gonna lie to you, my team's not too great at football this year. Swing the conversation over to basketball. Brother, the Big Blue is back in town. We are up. Mark Pope is gonna lead us to the national title. We're gonna take on anyone. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter who we face. We're taking them on. The Duke Blue Devils. Come on, bro. Come on. Give us some better competition. They're not good enough, You can't get beat like that. By 7? Come on, man. It's not good enough.
It's a Cooper Flag cool, y'all? Y'all like Cooper Flag?
Yeah, Cooper Flag. Come on. Cooper Flag lost. I don't know what to tell you. He didn't lead his team into victory. Not like some of our guys are doing this year, but SEC ball, it will be very good next year, as it always is, to be honest with you.
You see, I would love my team right now in basketball, but my coach is, well,
Who's the coach for basketball?
Todd Golden.
Ooh. Sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Hey, man. Sad.
No. Florida basketball has been that's a weird history, is it not? It's been up and down, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty solid little program, and then all of a sudden Billy Donovan comes in and we start winning championships and compete for Final Fours consistently. Then you have a lull with coach after him. Then we hired Golden. Mm-hmm. Things look on the up and up, and all of a sudden, boom, he can't keep his dick out of his pants on text messages.
Jesus.
So there we are.
There we are. We'll leave it there. And if Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay is at Full Gear, I can see Will putting over his friend. Is it time for Kyle to move up the main event scene? I can very much see Will doing this. Will is a very generous guy. I don't know about you, Marcus. I don't know how you're feeling about this going in. I think things have maybe changed a little bit lately, have they not?
They have, and Will is, once again, a generous guy. Sometimes probably to his detriment. Like, brother, stop letting people kick out the hidden blade as often as you do. It's my only pet peeve. But I absolutely love what Kyle Fletcher's been doing so far. It's like every week you start seeing him get better in something. Whether it's his presentation after the whole hair shaving angle, whether it's his general physique, like he looks like a star. His wrestling ability is starting to kind of veer away from some of the Ospreayisms, which isn't a bad thing. but he is starting to look
Mm,
like his own man.
yeah.
And his promos have actually been pretty solid, pretty to the point. Yeah, the Australian accent tends to kill people sometimes, but he sounds like a confident talker out there. He's a good little public speaker, and with some time
Yeah.
and with some more reps out there, he'll be fine.
Yeah. It makes me really happy because I was tweeting about Fletcher when he first came into AEW. I know I wasn't, I got to give respect to Chuck. She was tweeting about him way before anyone was, to be quite honest with you. But I was tweeting about him when he started to join AEW, and I was like, dude, this guy, I see it in him. That's a future main eventer right there, and he's really turned into one as of late. Like, who I can really see that potential in. Like, you mentioned the physique, he looks incredible. Like, full body recomposition. Like, his work's gotten better. His mic, you said Australian accent. He can be a little whiny at times, I think, like whiny
A little bit.
voice, but he still sounds like confident. He still sounds at least competent on the mic, which is good enough for me. I think there's so much potential in it, and Red Meat brings it back to it. Kyle really has to win for any of this to be worth it. Look, I don't necessarily think you're wrong, but I kind of sense that while I didn't put him in there in my video, I think Osprey might be working the seat too, and I think maybe there he can steal a win. I don't know what you think about that one though.
I do feel like he'll be in it. I think Kyle actually does win. I think Will gets his win back there, but who knows?
Hmm. You could flip it too, and it'd be just fine.
Yeah.
Either way, Fletcher, future guy, very very good. He's really grown into his own. And we have another one from N. If I was Tony Khan, I would push Shelton Benjamin all the way to the finals of the Continental Classic tournament. Marcus, how you feeling about this one? This is not a bad take at all, to be quite honest.
I love Sheldon to death. I love him with all my heart, and I'm very happy that he's actually like looking as sharp as ever in AEW so far.
Mm,
The finals might be pushing it, considering who might be in this tournament, but
hmm
a block final, I will be over the moon.
See, that's funny too, because in the video I dropped last Saturday, I was predicting my own video. I was predicting my own Console Classic. I mean, I had Shelton going all the way to the block finals. I had him going out with Ricochet. And Ricochet beat because I wanted him. Here's my theory. I wanted Shelton to be booked like a monster. I want him to beat Ricochet in the regular matches, and then the finals Ricochet beats him because wear and tear, all that good stuff. I think that would be a good route to take with him. But hey, as long as he's gonna get a chance to shine in that tournament, I'm really looking forward to it. He's been great. Big hitbox. I hope AEW finds the balance in the mock story somewhere between showcasing the mid card and making it feel like it matters. Look, this is a big problem for me right now. It's hard to really engage with it because of this fact. It's definitely the balancing hasn't been perfect lately. It definitely feels like there's more. I would even say less than mid carders working with him lately, but I am excited for the Mox and Orange match. I think that could be a turning point if they really lock in on it. You know what I mean?
Right. Because both the Orange Cassidy and Moxie matches that they've done have been really, really good on pay per view. All Out last year and in Full Gear.
Hmm
I've enjoyed him a lot. Orange has grown into his own as a wrestler. Like he showed a lot of fire that I didn't even know he had in that All Out match. I think this won't be any different. As far as the balancing act goes, I do think it'll ramp up towards the end of the year and going into January.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a little difficult to kind of fully immerse yourself. You know, I personally enjoyed the actual content itself
hmm
rather than the guys who actually participate in it. Like Darby is going to be the end game. It's just how much do you put that off and how long do you put that off for and who do you put in until you finally have to be like, okay, Darby, it's time, boss. Go get the belt.
Yeah. It's time for you to step up. I agree with all of that. I agree with all of that. And I'm really looking forward to that match with Orange. I know some people have mentioned it a little later on. But I think that match could be spectacular. Their match last year was really underrated, I think, honestly, because I thought that match was really special. And I get, big year, hard to consider it match of the year, but you could argue with it being top 10. I think it was a real special one. I think this year will be just as good. Looking forward to it. Mr. Big Dude, always great to see him. Mentioned that you look like one of those slideshows that you put on your head, which was, a little unfortunate.
That's crazy. I was
You
doing
were
the hokey
like
pokey for a minute.
a little bit. You were talking, and then we'd see that you said something on the camera about 2 seconds later. It was kind of wild. It was like
That's so
future.
funny.
Let's see here. Dare Rich, once again, I'm excited for the Darby Allin Claudio Castagnoli match tonight on Dynamite and the All Star 8-Man tag. I know those are ones that we're both really excited for. We'll get into them a little later. Something we can get into right now, though, from Dano. What do you guys think the CMLL talent is doing on the show tonight? This is a big one. The stars of CMLL come to AEW. Very exciting stuff because we talked about it a little bit earlier. CMLL, that's where the real reside, brother.
Just the coolest wrestlers on the damn planet. All for $30 on YouTube. And guess what? It's worth every damn penny, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, have you seen
Absolutely
Mascara
is.
Dorada just doing the coolest thing you've ever seen? And we know how we consume wrestling these days. Like, we've seen all the high flying before. Everyone's done the same thing before. Mascara Dorada, you see something different every time you see him step in that ring. And
That's
Mystico is just
crazy.
a superstar. Hector Sato,
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad he got to be on television last year, and it propelled him to being more of a push act in CMLL. And he's starting to get the recognition and respect that he deserves as a big, brawly, technical guy. And
Mm-hmm.
Volador Jr., what more can be said about him? Like, he's awesome. He's been great. The Andrade match he had in Arena Mexico last year was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And, bro, I'm just excited to see those guys back. I'm so happy the Visa stuff is behind us. And even Lance Jr., I do the Nepo baby jokes all the time. I can't lie. But he's a very throwback, old school type of luchador, and he's a very unique guy. I like him. I love the cow
Mm-hmm.
match, the CMLL, and then when they ran it back, I was a fan of that. So I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
those guys are here. Happy they're back on TV because they just make things so much more cool than they otherwise would be.
Yeah, I think so as well. They really do like there was a stretch where they came into like it wasn't that long ago where they came into AEW and transformed Collision, made it like a show that you actually want to watch. You know, that whole stuff with the BCC angle and stuff like that. That was real good stuff. So I'm really excited to see them back in the fold. I really don't know what they're going to do tonight. I think it's tough to say. They could work a match, but I think there's got to be something else in there, right? It feels like something else rather than a match. Feels like maybe an angle or something like that, you know?
Yeah, kind of like what they did the last time when they first came in, and they kind of shot an angle with the BCC that led to the CMLL
Mm-hmm.
BCC feud and culminated in that Rio Mexico match. That, by the way, was dangerously close and still is kind of up there for my match of the year.
Wow.
It's that good.
I agree. It's easily top 10 for me. That's without a doubt. I love that match so much. There was one specific clip I kept trying to post on Twitter where like the CMLL guys were ready to take a dive, but they stepped out of the way. So the BCC kind of just slid under the ropes and started like beating their ass. Or no, flip that, flip that. The BCC guys were waiting to catch them off a dive, and they moved out of the way and then like sicked them like dogs. It was incredible. That was like
That was
one of
amazing.
my favorite wrestling moments of the year, genuinely. So I'm very excited for this. I'm looking forward to it. You all about what you said about the four people involved. Just cosign, cosign. It's all you can say. I think it's going to be an angle. They're probably going to be sitting at ringside or something like that, and hopefully it's something we enjoy. Maybe they could take on the Death Riders. I wouldn't be mad at it. Wouldn't hate it. But
Locked in.
actually, we'd be locked in for it. Dare Rich, once again, I loved your Continental Classic video. Very much appreciate it. You guys, if you missed it, you can check it out on Saturday. We predicted the Continental Classic, just gave all the entrants, and then kind of told you guys how I thought the block finals would go, and then the finals. Given recent, news reporting, I felt a tad bit skeptical about my group of participants, but I'm a little confident now. I'm okay, as we're still alive until it gets announced. So whenever that may be, probably I don't know, next Tuesday they'll probably announce it, right? That's usually how these things
Probably.
go with the C2. Um,
Yeah.
Mr.
If
Big
you do that
Dude.
video, I will be there to do like a little like pregame show for that. I remember we did it last year on the Red Spears channel. It was so fun. Just watching
Oh,
people
that
get
was
announced.
beast.
Yeah.
I remember where I was too. I was in Kentucky for Thanksgiving. I was with the fam, and I was watching that stream while you guys were like live reacting and stuff. And I would, if you'd call out the names, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, that one's fucking sick." I was like getting hyped with you all. It was sick. I hope they do something like that this year too. I'd really enjoy that. Maybe like Sunday, because the pay per view Saturday. Have something to do on Sunday. I wouldn't mind that at all. Um, Mr. Big Dude, I don't know how Austin is supposed to overcome the odds. I think it's over. It's tough scenes. It's tough scenes. I don't know, man. He's got so much working against you. Obviously, the with both the McMahons out there, and how they control everybody. They're fucking with the refs and stuff like that. Like Bro, there has to be some conspiracies going on there with the refs all night too, because there was some people that should have gotten DQ'd and they just didn't. Like Hebner needs to be fucking fired. He needs his license revoked, I would say. I
Hey
don't know
man, if
how
there's
you
so many
feel about
things
it.
I could say about Hebner, I would probably get banned from YouTube for life.
Good call. Good call. Big Boss is a son of a bitch for that. He is. He is, bro. It is what it is, you know? Um, and instead of the low card and jobbers, it should be the upper main event guys leading the charge against Death Riders right now. I think Marcus spoke on this a little earlier. It kind of seems like we're just biding time until we can really ramp things up before the end of the year. That's my take on it.
It does feel
Um,
like a little too self-contained for right now.
oh
I
yeah.
do agree with that, definitely. Because like all the top guys are like stuck with something to do. Because like Osprey's stuck feuding with Fletcher. Oh,
Hmm.
stuck's the wrong word, but like he's currently doing that.
He's just
Swerve's
busy.
are getting killed by the Hurt Syndicate. Like guys are locked up and tied up. Now it would be cool if they just kind of like acknowledge what's going on. Like Osprey kind of sort of did in terms of the
Hmm.
vibe in AEW right now, and that in the one little promo after House Redman returned, where he said it's a war zone in AEW right now.
Hmm.
But other than that, yeah, acknowledgement from other guys would be cool. People like Cope coming back at some point would be nice. Samoa Joe too, because you do need those veterans with credibility.
And we need some Mojo in there. We need him to have a match with Mox. I'm gonna start pushing for this pretty heavy. This is where I'm launching it. I think we no, never mind. We talked about this, didn't we? We said Samoa Joe should wrestle Mox here soon. I think we
Yes.
did. We need them back. I think there's a lot to be said about, it feels a little contained. I would have liked some acknowledgement from everybody. I would have liked someone to maybe not necessarily press Renee, but be like, hey bro, what's going on? You know anything? Like what's going on here with your husband? That's fucked up. Um,
Are you
Maybe they'll
okay at
start to do
home?
that
Are you
soon.
safe? Or is he trying to
Well,
blow up the set?
well, we don't have to get into some Bully Ray, booking advice, but
Nah,
you know.
that's he. Like, what was he cooking
Good
with that
God,
shit?
bro. Bro, he said y'all should shoot an abuse angle. That'd be fire, bro. I love that shit. That'd be sick. It's like, all
That's
right,
such
man.
good shit. Just grab her arm, leave a bruise.
Yeah,
Like,
you
bro,
you
what is wrong with you?
you can't sit there on your pod and go, yeah, dude, an abuse angle would fucking rule, and people not start to ask questions. It's just a little weird. That's all. Just a little weird guy.
Just a
Um,
tad bit.
just a tad bit. But Dare Rich, it's not weird. Hechicero is wrestling Claudio on December 13th in Mexico. Um, I do remember them announcing that. I'm very excited for that.
I do
Isn't
remember
there
that.
like a women's match too? Red Velvet's involved?
I think so. They did the old Grand Prix for the women a little while back, and Tony was there, and I think she might be
Hmm.
coming back soon too on that same show.
Yeah. I Here's what it is. It's with the Tessa gal. She's gonna be wrestling a couple of folks. It's just it's a
Yeah,
weird,
she's
weird
doing a
interesting.
thing.
Alright, we'll leave it there. Continental Classic video really hyped me up for it. Very much appreciate that, Goji. Good to see you. I like Mark's idea of having Sari in a few times while letting her do her thing. Yeah, it's pretty much. I think we both kind of settled on that too. It's just that feels like the smartest way to go about things, especially if she's like openly asking for matches, with Tony and Athena. That sounds like a smart way to go about it. But here's something might be a little spooky. Ty the Leaf, thoughts on the Switchblade discourse? Now I think we're on the same page with this, so I'm gonna let you say your piece, and then I'll kind of give mine afterwards.
Simply put, I like Jay White. I think he's a good wrestler. I enjoyed the stuff in New Japan. Sometimes more than often than not. That being said, in AEW, he's not that guy. It is what it is. Like, look at
Hmm.
the main event Spear in AEW. Tell me if he's better than Hangman Page. Tell me if he's better than John Moxley. Tell
Hmm.
me if he's better than Will Ospreay. Tell me if he's better than Swerve. Tell me if he's better than hell MGF when he's not doing something stupid. I'll even put him over.
Exactly.
Like the AEW World Championship, pretty platinum. That should be reserved for the big dogs.
Hmm.
Jay White ain't on that level yet. Have your 3 3/4 over there on Collision and whatnot. He'll even have a Continental Championship run down the line. Especially, damn sure not right now, but down the line, whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
He's an upper mid Carter to me. That's his ceiling in AEW right now. It's fine. It's okay. I know this. He got some shooters on the out, but not every single one of your favorites has to be world champion. Jay White is the poster child for not all of you guys can be AW world champion, and that's fine. It's
Exactly.
fine.
I think you're speaking facts there. I think when you compare him to the names you listed, it's hard to say he's better than him, you know? Osprey, Hanger, Darby, oh like Omega, I would say for sure. It's
Yeah,
just not.
Kenny. I didn't even mention Kenny.
Didn't even mention Kenny. It's hard to put him over those guys. And like, look, I quite enjoy Jay White. I like watching him wrestle. I like his work. I think he's good in Bullet Club Gold for sure. But what really like has he shown us to make anyone believe that he can be a world champion? What's one thing? Because like, yeah, he's had a few good matches with Hanger, but I would give some of that credit to Hanger, you know? And his other best stuff is working tags with Juice Robinson. Yeah, that's not singles. That's a little different than singles, you know? It's he hasn't given me any reason to feel like he could be world champ. And especially during this Hangman feud, you can, give a little bit of blame to TK, a little bit of blame to the booking. But Jay White should have sat there, set me down in front of my TV, yelled in my face, say, I deserve to be champ. Here's why. And he hasn't done that for me. This was his opportunity. Feud with a big main event guy, and he hasn't stepped up. It is what it is. Not every guy, like you said, is meant to be champion. And maybe someday he's able to, reach those heights. He's able to elevate even more. That's fine. I have no doubt that he could even. But it's just, it's not his time. And it's not going to be his time for a long time. So I think C2 win, that's the peak of Jay White in AEW to me. So I'm on the same boat. If there's anything else you want to speak on here.
Hey, man, he can go grab the tag rope with Juice, to be honest. If that would work.
Oh, yeah. That'd be perfect. I would love that. That'd be awesome for him. He'd like revitalize himself fully if he were to do that. Like it'd be sick. Everyone would love it. So
as much as I like him, he does have a lot of bad habits as a wrestler on TV because he can get a little like 06 Randy Orton-ish, where he just kind of slows everything down to a crawl and just works a really methodical pace to the point where it gets kind of boring. And then the finishes of his matches really just him countering and trying to get to the blade runner, which is cool. That's nice. But when I got Osprey doing hidden blades, I got Hangman doing buckshots. I got them doing some real innovative shit over there. I'm not trying to see you wrestle like a damn snake, bro. I'm not trying to see that. With all due respect, Jay White.
Yeah, it's also should be mentioned too. It's brought up here in the chat. I got both, so I see it flowing as it goes. If the hiring freeze doesn't happen, he is on Monday Night Raw, and he's probably doing better now because that's kind of like he perfectly suits that company right now. To be honest with you. But even so, someone also mentioned MJF versus Jay White was also the worst pay-per-view main event in AEW history. You're probably right, but I would say that even more damning to his like current AEW run was actually his run in the C2, where I'd say even in a weak gold block that under like it didn't achieve all the high expectations we had for it. I think he was the fourth best wrestler in that block. The only people I'd have him better than are Jon Moxley, who I think was completely out of it at that moment. I don't think he wanted to even be there. And then Jay Lethal. Those are the two names. And everybody else was better than him. It's like, I think Mark was better than him. So, I would put Mark ahead of him in terms of world title chase even. Just for me, It's different tiers, different levels.
It's kind of is what it is. And even the stuff where you say he excels at, like promos and all that, I think Will Ospreay's a better promo than him at this point in time, especially in AEW. I don't think it's close.
I think based on what they've done in AEW even, I would say you're right. I would agree. And I know like a lot of people might accuse me, I like Will Ospreay quite a bit. But I think it's just objective fact at this point. He hasn't really done like what's a notable Jay White promo? And he's been there for a whole lot longer than Ospreay, And I could name a couple notable Ospreay promos in there that, I specifically point to that were all really good. The Swerve promos, those were tip top. I love that shit. So it's like, I don't know. That's pretty. I think that's a pretty good discussion on Jay. Also, I do want to hear your thoughts on it though. Do you think Jay would work better in the Fed?
Honestly, yeah, because they just have better pathways for people just getting over and stuff. Plus, the way he does things, like Jay Uso's getting over saying yeet, which is a fucking meme from like 10 years ago. Jay White going, it's still my era. Bang, bang, gang, gold members, blah, 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 blah. Would probably work a lot
Yeah.
better than Fed. Plus, there's a brand split, so he can go on Raw or SmackDown and probably be in the mix somewhere doing
Mhm.
something. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But moving past that discussion, we have the link to the live stream with the DJ Lagway, the new what is he? What position? QB, right? QB?
Mm-hmm. QB.
QB for the Florida Gators. The interview with Inside the Swamp. Also, I'll give the Twitter link. Please go support both those. I'm gonna link them after the show ends, but since I didn't do it already, and it take me a second to navigate, just go support both those. If you're into any Florida athletics, or just want to keep up to date on football in general, I'm hoping. So yeah, definitely check those out. Um, but here we go. We have Dare Rich, International Women's Cup leading up to Wrestle Dynasty. I wonder who will be in it. Marcus, we're up for this shit, brother. This is some real shit right here.
I'm so
This
locked
four-way
in.
thing they got going on.
Let's fucking
Ooh,
go.
ooh. The couple names I'm immediately pointing to. I want Azumi in it. I want
Yes.
Athena in it.
Yes.
And then CMLL, I want La Catalina. I want her in it. From AEW as a whole, we could think there's some names you could throw out there. I don't know who'd you like to see from AEW as a whole. I think I can name one name. We'll see if you go there.
I love Willow in that.
There you go. Bang! I knew it. I knew you were gonna say Willow. Willow's just the obvious choice too. So I'd 100% say that. So yeah, very, very, very exciting. We're kind of behind, brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. We've been chatting up a storm here about these things. If you guys have enjoyed so far, make sure to leave a like on the stream. If you haven't already, make sure to get your comments in. We're gonna scroll down as we go down. But we should probably talk some stuff on Dynamite, don't you think? Let's start
Let's
with
do it.
this. Well, okay, let's get two things out of the way real quick. Real quick. Chris Jericho, Ishii contract signing. This fucking sucks, does it not?
Skip.
Yeah, we're moving on with that, bro. It's very unfortunate Chris Jericho didn't just go to ROH, but of course he didn't, bro. Fuck off. Another person who should probably just go to ROH. We'll hear from Adam Cole tonight on the show, apparently. That was announced earlier today. What do you think? What the fuck is this even going to look like? I've got no idea. I mean, he obviously lost last week. Is he going to be sad or something? I don't know.
Like, what do I want to hear from you? You lost. You're not on the pay-per-view, brother. I don't
Yeah,
care.
bro. We don't need he's probably gonna do the whole in ring stuff too, brother. Cut the pre-tape, like cut it a week earlier. Take a week off. That's all. We don't need to do all this.
Tapes are fine, guys. I promise you don't have to be in the ring to cut these promos all the time. It's fine. I don't really want to hear from Adam Cole right now. I don't want to hear the whole sad boy thing. Bro, go fix your tanner. Go do whatever it is you need to do to get back right. And then holla at me when you do that.
100% agree. 100% agree. You know what we could talk about though? Someone who's in good form. Orange Cassidy is gonna wrestle Wheeler Yuta on this show. Look, you guys know it. You guys know. I'm a big Wheeler Yuta fan. I'm really looking forward to this. Cassidy has been in good form lately. Has been in good form for a while now, actually. Ever since the conglomeration got started, I'd say. This is obviously, this is the go home Dynamite for Full Gear, so there's got to be some angles here. There's got to be some business taking place. But for the match, I'm really looking forward to it. Marcus, what do you see this looking like?
No idea how this ends up finishing. Either they just let Will either die or they interfere. I think they'll interfere in the Claudio Darby match 100%. But here, I can see a situation where Wheeler Yuta just goes full Stockholm syndrome and he just dies by an orange punch, and then we call it a day.
Mm-hmm. That's very much a given because we Yuta. He's a little bit protected, a little bit, barely. But I think they're gonna want to give Orange Cassidy a clean win here. But I think after the bell, we're gonna see some Death Riders business, right?
Oh, 100%. They're gonna try and bum rush the ring and all that stuff like they've done the last several weeks. Plus, with Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy, they have very solid in-ring chemistry. I ran the International Championship match with Dynamite a year ago. I liked that one a lot. Even with the backstory of him dipping and going to the BCC and leaving the best friends. Orange Cassidy being so sad that he saw him do the seatbelt to win a match. He's like, Chuck taught him that move. And now Chuck's dead.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy's out for blood. It's going to be a blood move, brother. Blood orange.
Ooh. Okay, that's a good call there. You think we're seeing blood? I hey, we could see some blood in this match, and I would not complain about that.
I wouldn't
Orange
complain one bit.
Cassidy,
People stay for the paint, but I wouldn't mind it.
I would say, see, here's the thing. I would maybe like, I would play it off, be like, okay, Cassidy made Wheeler bleed because he's gonna want to make Mox bleed. He's using him as a little bit of an example. You know, he's still like his young boy in a lot of ways. You know, that would be
Right.
a decent way to go about it. But I'm very much looking forward to this. I think this is gonna be quite good. I don't know how long it's gonna go, but I think Orange Cassidy's getting that clean win. I think he's heading into a world title match. He needs it. No shenanigans taking place here. But there is some shenanigans taking place in our chat, brother. Because Goji asks, who would you say are the top 10 current active AEW wrestlers? This is a
Oh,
tough question. I think we're going to do men and women to make it a little easier. So I would immediately like shoot Willow up there in the
100%.
women's. I would argue Jamie. She's in good form, but I guess we haven't seen it too much. I would say Chris for sure
100%.
as a two. I don't know if there's any other, women in there. In
Um,
that Athena, would she
Tony,
count?
I would count it personally, but she's been on ROH exclusively for like 2 years.
We'll count it.
But that's still
That's
fine.
three.
I'll count it.
I would
Tony?
say Tony. I would say Tony. Because I think her work has been great. Like since the Azumi match. People know this. So I would say there's four, but we can leave Tony on like the brink. Well, just in case we can't think of anyone. For men's it gets a little bit easier because you got Osprey, Hangman, Swerve, I would say. There's three already.
Takeshita.
Darby, Takeshita, there's five. So we're at, even without Tony, we're at eight. We need two
And then you have
more.
your fringe guys like Roger Strong when he actually gets to do cool things. You can throw him in there if you want.
I would
Um,
maybe Mox? Maybe?
when he's locked in, yeah. When he's locked in,
Yeah. It's tough to say because we haven't necessarily seen him so much at like in this new form of his.
Kenny obviously when he's fully healthy.
Yeah, Kenny's easily up there. Do we count? Hmm. Do we say the Bucks as like one?
I mean, they are the best
Because
tag team in the history of AEW.
they've been in good form lately. They're
Yeah.
still active and they like those private party matches were special stuff. So I would maybe put them in there too.
Yeah, fuck it, let's
Uh
throw him in. Why not? I'm very Bucks filled, so why not?
yeah, well, what's it gonna hurt? It's not gonna piss anyone off. All right, then we should. Oh, I got number 10, Mark Briscoe.
Ah, there we go. Speaking my language.
That's my 10 seed right there. There's 10. I don't know. We're not putting them in order. It's tough. There's tough there. We'll give you 10 though.
Also, please don't yell at us if we try to do that because we will make at least 10 people mad within like the first two picks.
Yeah, that's everyone has their favorites, guys. We're throwing some names out there. That's all we're doing here. Um, got some Sheeta talk. Sheeta's form is unfortunate. Sheeta's low-key been checked out lately. Sheeta hasn't been great as of late, and the Monet match was awful. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much what we said about the Sheeta stuff. But Kale, of course, Kale's hanging out. Shout out Kale. What do you think of Charlie's tweet about Hangman being used to elevate people rather than being put in a prominent position himself? I think for the both of us, we can co-sign this, can we not? This is right up our alley.
Oh, yeah. So Hangman is like a weird, fascinating case because, yes, he gets a little dangerous when you start putting him in that spot where he elevates guys instead of just being the guy. And he's someone that he's like textbook like special guy syndrome where if he's not at the very very tippy top of that card and if he's not in the most prominent position possible, there's a segment of people who just absolutely crash out and just say everything that happens to him sucks. And then
Mm-hmm.
there is the actual truth, which is somewhere in the middle where yes, he probably should be at that spot. And it's more of an AEW thing where they kind of like don't juggle multiple things at once, and like the Mox thing
Yeah.
is taking center stage, so he's kind of unfortunately to the side, more or less, kind of trying
Yeah.
to figure out what to do. And he's probably going to be in the C2. So, I mean, he'll get the wrestle on TV. He'll probably be a good startup for 2025. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's a difficult case. He's a lot like 2017 Naito, where he's just so red hot. He's so popular, but there's something a lot bigger than him taking place. Even if they gave him the G1, ultimately, he wasn't going to win that title at the Dome. It was always going
Mm-hmm.
to be Kenny eventually. He just kind of
Yeah.
lost, and that was it. Boom.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Obviously, people know I feel very strongly about Hanger. We had to do some business last night defending a video of mine when it comes to Hanger, but it's a tough thing to balance. TK's shown he struggles with balancing things just in general. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully next year looks pretty promising. Obviously, I think Hanger's going to beat Darby once Darby wins the belt. So I think 2025, that's when we can start really getting into these kind of discussions. We could really start talking because he's been in prominent positions all year. It's just maybe for us big fans, it's not enough. At least for me, it's not, of course. But that's individual, opinion based. Another thing
I'm
is
still
opinion
very
based.
much I'm still mad about the Owen, to be honest, but I get what they were doing, unfortunately. Plus,
Yeah.
probably shouldn't have came back in the Owen. Ultimately, that's just me, but who knows?
Yeah. It was a bad choice to have him come back and not win. That was always my take. It's still my take. I'm not getting into it because people are going to get mad at me again. Red Meat Wrestling will get mad at me again, I should say. Thoughts on Hamburger Helper? It's a good meal. Good eats. Just, cheap noodles, nothing crazy, some nice seasoning packets. Although there is one that really fucking sucks. The beef stroganoff. I always thought it smelled like asparagus, and that just really sucks. I think it's really bad.
Yeah. I
That's
had it when I was 5. I never ate it ever again.
really, hey, some of them can be good, but you really you got to know which ones you're picking out there. Um,
You gotta be a real hamburger helper, so to speak, to really know what you're doing.
yeah, good call. I don't know if I don't want to be labeled a real hamburger helper, but I'll take it to no ball. Red Meat says next, bro. Never saw it with Fletch, but I'll give him all the credit in the world for his physical transformation. I think that's when people really start. Like I know Joe specifically, things started turning with Fletch because of that, because of the physical transformation, which is pretty sick. And Art, brings it up. Scrawny Fletch and Aussie Open didn't like, but he stopped being Elio Del Osprey and started liking him a little more. That's all it takes
What did
sometimes,
he look like when he first came on AEW TV for Forbidden Doors 2022 season? He looked insane. Like the haircut was crazy. His physique, he was just tall and slender. Like he didn't
Yeah.
really look like he looked like a tag team guy. Fast forward to now, how much look like that deal? He is the future of this company. Whether you like it,
Mm-hmm.
whether you don't, he's gonna be factoring in them plans.
Yeah.
Big promo
Doesn't
star.
you can be mad about it. People can get up in arms. They do that all the time with Osprey, but hey, shit doesn't change. You can be mad. That's fine. He's still gonna be, winning some belts here and there. It is what it is.
And it's the first time I've ever
Um,
said it, and probably the last time I say it. Don Callis family good right now.
oh, you letting that fly on this broadcast, brother?
I'm letting it fly for now. Mostly because they just wrestled and Don's been in the background for several weeks and he hasn't really said a word. And they've just kind
Mm-hmm.
of done their thing. And they just look really, really cool. And this is the best iteration of the family ever.
Yeah,
And
I
Takeshi's
mean,
a champion.
they
So I'll take it.
they do look pretty sick, and I think they're gonna look sick tonight in the All-Star 8-man tag. We got Osprey, Hobbs, Ricochet, and Mark Davis versus Takeshita, Fletcher, Archer, and Cage of the Don Callis family. You just mentioned it, the family. They're looking good so far with these four leading the way. This is one of those All-Star 8-man tags. They're always fun. They've been doing them pretty consistently throughout the last few pay-per-view cycles, and I've enjoyed every last one of them. So I think this will probably keep up that trend, especially when we see some folks on the level of the guys in this match. I think one thing I'd like to point out specifically, I think there's a real chance that Hobbs is the coolest dude in this match
Yes,
over
yes,
maybe
yes,
anyone.
yes.
I'm really looking forward to this. I'm curious what your thoughts are, Marcus.
First of all Star 8-man, All Star 10-mans, All Star trios. That's AEW's bread and butter, and it has been since the inception. And they should always keep doing them on every 2 weeks, every couple weeks on all of their programming, no matter what. I don't care. Especially on Go Homes. Give me an All Star 8-man. Give me some Faction Wars. Fuck it. Let's go. And with
Mm-hmm.
these guys, Osprey doing cool things, Ricochet pulling out all the cool shit before the pay, Takeshita being Takeshita. I love the Archer and Cage tag team so far. Kyle Fletcher getting to do some preview stuff with Osprey. And
Mm-hmm.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Mark Davis is finally wrestling again. Happy for him to be back
Don't
in the
want to
ring.
forget Mark Davis, bro. Not again.
I don't want to forget him, but I mean, he is, that guy in these type of matches where you look at his name, you see his
Yeah.
renderings, like, yeah, he's probably taking the pin. But,
There's one polar bear. That's all.
it is what it is. Every time a tag has to have a polar bear, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
Powerhouse Hobbs, bro, he's looked really, really good since he's come back from injury. And
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't a little bitty injury he had. That was a torn patella. Like, he should be out still right now. Torn
Yeah.
in April, he's back already, and it's November. Like, that was a remarkable recovery. He looks cool. He looks bigger than he did before.
That's what
He
I was
looks,
gonna say. He looks big, bro.
he
Bro,
looks
his traps are fucking nuts, dude. That's
bro,
what
that big black
fucking
and Jack shirt,
mountains.
that big black and Jack shirt, that is he was living up to that name.
Bring it back, bro. Let's have more white people buy it and then sit front row. Let's do it. Let's
That
go
was
full.
crazy.
Bro, he had this big white dude sitting there looking like just sitting there with the big black and Jack shirt. I mean, a pretty sick shirt to be fair. It's very fitting these days, as you said, but look, this match is pretty sick. We've gone over a bunch of times. I think Davis is taking the pin. I think the heels are going to get the win, especially with Archer and Cage. You kind of want to establish them a little more, right? There's some talks later on that maybe they beat Private Party down the line to win the tag belts. I'm curious, what do you think about that?
I'm actually all for that. I actually recommend them doing that because I want
There you
Private
go.
Party to have a run where they, get through a couple teams. You save some for after Full Gear. You can maybe do a one-on-one Kings of the Black Throne eventually. You can do a LFI one-on-one. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. And
Yeah.
then when you feel like they're gaining momentum, boom, they run to a giant brick wall in the form of Archer and Cage. They just
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say they get killed, but they take a good L, and then you
Yeah.
can kind of reassess. You can run it back at a later date. They can get those titles back, and then go on about their day, and give
Hmm.
Archer and Cage a good run in the interim, and just to establish the danger that they can bring to any tag team in the division, and give Private
Yeah.
Party some actual adversity now that the champs.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. And I think a lot of the folks in chat will think the same. I'm excited for this match. I'm excited. I've said it 3 fucking times. My first thing to say is I'm excited for this match because it's a fun matchup. A lot of guys in there I enjoy. So I'm looking to see here. There's 3 names I'll point to: Ricochet, Archer, and Cage. Those are people we're looking at to kind of stand out here. One thing does stand out though, Marcus. Does anybody know what's going on with AEW Grand Slam Australia? Well, I maybe have some info because I looked at the ticket map not too long ago. Brother, they're not selling tickets. There's the problem. I found
That's
it.
crazy.
You know, no one's buying tickets to the show. They're not in like the hotspot of Australia. People are very confused when they booked that venue in the first place. You know?
I'm so convinced they got a sweetheart deal in that stadium, and they said, "Fuck it, why not?"
Oh, Sweetheart, I think would probably doing it a disservice. They got better at a
Oh yeah,
Sweetheart deal. Or they were it's gotta be crazy or something like that. It's gonna be a weird show. We'll see how tickets keep moving. They got some time, February. Um, but it's looking a little scary. We'll leave it there. Bigger question. Who's gonna fall victim to Atlantis Jr. next?
oh, I genuinely have no damn clue. But can you imagine Atlantis Jr. versus just on a random collision one day? Him wrestling Arrow Fox would be really fun, just to get the ball rolling and give him actual
Mm,
like high flyers to work with. Because
that'd be
Atlantis
sick.
Jr. is a more of an old school luchador where he got the monkey flip, he's very good crowd engagement, this, that, and the
Mm,
third. Not gonna like blow you away with like spellbinding athleticism, but he'll get the job done. And it's a good
mm,
contrast with some of the high flyers in AEW. You can put him against damn near anybody. Don't put
yeah,
him against Jericho again. I know why they did it because of the Atlanta senior stuff, but don't do that again, guys. It's 2024
yeah,
Jericho.
yeah. We're done with that. We're done with all that. He needs to move on to some real hoopers. The hipster walrus. Thoughts on Switchblade Hangman program? I think we've kind of gone over it a little bit. It was good at the start. I really enjoyed it, but it's kind of tempered off. AEW is kind of at fault for that a good bit, I'd say. But I'm still excited for the match. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I want it to be a stiff because watching Heyman and Jay White wrestle a normal
Yeah,
match again is kind of but I'm sure it'll be good. Heyman will probably win because he should, but we'll see.
yeah. I don't know how you're feeling about it. I kind of wanted it to be a 2 out of 3. That's where I was leaning. Just as like they can play up the whole leg selling that Hangman's been doing lately. It seems like the kind of style these 2 guys would be pretty good at. I don't know. I would think about it because I don't know if we just want to do Hangman in every like all of his feuds end in death matches kind of thing. I want him to maybe just like shut a guy down, beat him for real going into the C2.
Yeah, just give him some momentum going into that tournament, provide he's in
Hmm.
it. I thought it was gonna be a submission match when they were talking about the leg and he was gonna make him tap and stuff. I was like, wait, hold on. I never even
Yeah, I
thought of
thought
that.
so too. That'd be kind of quirky too. I would like it. Just as like it's a fun little step. I don't think they've done like more than at least 2 in AEW. Not many at all.
Last one I was like was a women's match. I think it was Penelope versus Serena. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know
You're
Penelope
right.
was in
You're
it for
right.
sure. Oh,
Serena's probably in if it's a submission match, but definitely I think we're looking forward to the match. Just wish it got a little bit more time on TV, a little bit more juice to it, and hopefully it gets a stip. I think that's what we're both leaning on it. Mike Bailey joining AEW seems pretty likely. Should he be in the Continental Classic? Well, there's been some reporting that his deal is not up in time for the Continental Classic, or at least he won't be ready for it. So I would like to see it if it is, if that's not the case, but it doesn't seem like it will be.
imagine Brass Monkey and Hammerstein.
Oh baby. Oh baby. Speaking my language. That's good shit right there. I was very excited to hear that theme over there at DPW. Shout out. Let's see here. Mystico is apparently not here tonight. He'll be there next week in Chicago. That's interesting.
Yeah,
They just threw him on the graphic.
Yeah, he was on the graphic. They
Alright.
promoted some today, and then Mystical next week.
Got you. Something they've been promoting, Christmas Dynamite at Hammerstein. Gonna be godly. Bro,
Yes,
Dynamite
sir.
Final Battle Collision. Good God, bro. What a fucking line of tapings. That's gonna be unbelievable. I'm super pumped for it.
Oh, I'm so glad because I've wanted them to run Hammerstein for the longest time, ever since they started as a company. Because like, it's just a cool ass venue, and AW likes to
Yeah.
do cool things every so often, and cool venues like that, the backdrop, the section, like all those things. Imagine Hangman Page wrestling someone in there. Imagine all the luchadors doing really cool shit in there. Takeshita and Hammerstein. Come on, now work with me. Like,
Yeah.
I could go on all day. And the funniest thing was we were on the Dynamite review last week with Monty Chuck and my man Rob, shout out Rob. He was
Bro.
going in like, please book Hammerstein, please book Hammerstein, please book Hammerstein. Not even like 5 minutes after he got done with that, I got the alert that says they're running Hammerstein. I'm like, wait a second. And then they come out a couple days ago. Boom, there you go, Hammerstein.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking special. Those shows are going to rule. As well, Kale mentions they're running smaller venues, making for some really fun TV. Bro, they had to get out of those basketball arenas. The smaller venues are going to rule. Hammerstein kicking that off is just, that's special shit right there. Special stuff. I'm very much looking forward to this next few months of TV, given the fact that they are running these smaller venues. I think it's a smart play to make. We've been saying it for a year at this point. It's just the smart play to make. When business picks up, when things, change, the tides turn, you could go back. But for now, let's stick to doing these, 3K, 4K, venues. 4K might be pushing it, 2, 3K, I would say. And just have it filled to the brim. Sell out every night. You could do that, It's not hard.
It's not a bad. It's not a bad thing. It's not admitting defeat. It's not. Oh, they're not doing it. No, it's fine. And even if they are doing well in terms of business, I always thought the play for them was just to run like 4 or 5K seaters on TV, mid-size stuff on TV, and then go crazy on pay-per-view because they're running staples on for Revolution. So yeah, it's fine. And they always sell reliably well for pay-per-views, so you don't have to worry about that. Fill out mid-size, have a really cool, intimate-looking crowd that's actually into the product, that's actually into what you're doing. Because imagine some of the angles that they've run for the last couple of weeks and for those type of venues. It would make a world of difference. Because some of those that have come to like ice cold silence, plus you can actually tell, as far as the company goes, who's over, what's working, what isn't. Because that intimate saying is going to care about certain people. They'll let you know, okay, this guy is the guy you should be pushing. Because they'll tell you like 6 months before you even book him into something significant.
Yeah, they'll let you know. It's a very easy way to tell who to push next. And I think AEW has kind of lost sight of it a little bit because when people have gotten over lately, they've kind of just like been thrown to the wayside. I would like to see those guys get put in big positions. There's not a lot of people in AEW that are getting the big time reactions, but there are some that build up. Daniel Garcia is still getting big reactions. That should tell you that he should probably be on the show every week. And when you're running those 2K, 3K, those are like, they're going to let you know. They're going to be full enough to where you'll hear it. It's not going to, be up to interpretation. Like you said, they're going to hear it. So I think it's a great choice. I think it's going to help the TV immensely. It makes me more excited to watch the TV in December and January. Hopefully it continues after that too. it's a smart play. We've been saying it. We've said on this show. Simple as that. Dare Rich, I know Pac is wrestling Volador. That is a thing as well. And Kale might be going to that CMLL show, which is
Do it.
fucking beast. You
You
have to
gotta
go
do
to
it,
that.
bro. Arena
It's
Mexico
that
just sounds
special
like
stuff.
a bucket list type of venue. I need to go there one of these days too, bro.
I desperately need to get myself down there. Just for one good show. It's like the Tokyo Dome. I eventually one day in my life I need to go see that. You know,
Like there's
that's
several venues I
one of
want to go to. I want to go to MSG. I want to go to Arena Mexico, Cork and Hall, Tokyo Dome,
Corkin.
obviously.
Corkin might be
Osaka
number
Joe.
1 for me, bro. That venue's so sick.
Oh, Ryogoku for a G1, that would be sick.
I would say Hammerstein is up there too, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Hammerstein sitting on a balcony, I would probably want that. There's some arenas too in England that I'd like to go to. Like some of the more intimate ones. They do the thing that Thunder Rosa was on not too long ago. You know what I'm talking about? They have like all the balconies surrounding. That's a cool venue I'd like to go see one day too. And then the one that
That
Revco
they ran
runs
for
a lot.
Dynamite. The one Dynamite they ran for Cardiff for that Dynamite
Oh.
was pretty cool.
That one looks sick. Oh, have you seen actually? I'll mention this now and then. Well, we should probably get into some more discussion on AEW before we have to run off. The Arizona Dynamite. Did you see the venue for that?
Yeah, it's like a little like theater type of thing. It looks pretty cool.
It's like a straight theater, bro. That's sick. That's the type of shit I want to see more of. You know, like that's
cool. It
unique.
just looks cool. Yeah.
It's just cool. Before we actually dive into that, we should mention $5 super chat from Hugo the Victor. Very much appreciate that, Hugo. Very much appreciate it.
Hugo.
If you have any message after that, also did mention they should not push Yuta afterwards. Disgusting narrative from Hugo. Continuing, just disgusting.
Shun you for this chat. Definitely.
Very much appreciate it though. And then I'm not gonna pull it up because I'm gonna lose my place. We're probably not gonna get through half these chats anyways. But we got Rob, Sir Paragraph in the building, 2 stars in the making, Big Novi and Big Marcus. Tried to super chat, but they wouldn't let me. Wow, YouTube holding the check back? That's fucked up, bro.
Crazy,
that's not
man.
cool.
Shout out my brother Rob, man. He's going crazy on the Raw reviews every Tuesday with Ebu.
Mm-hmm.
His Twitch streams, he's an absolute fucking machine, bro. I gotta put him on Rob real quick. Like that man will go on Twitch for like 6, 7, damn near 8 hours just watching live reacting to shows, doing some fantasy booking stuff, watching old wrestling. We watched Nakajima versus Kento Miyahara last night. The VTR for that match was absolutely sick. Like it got me so locked in. We watched Misawa live. We watched a lot of All Japan. Like if you ain't watched,
they did that Noah tag with Kenta, Marufuji. Just godly stuff going down there at the Sir Paragraph stream. Definitely go check that out. I'm gonna link it in chat. Hang on, let me get the link real quick, and then we'll get to Dynamite. Check the stream out. Check Rob out. Go an animal on the broadcast. 10-hour days, damn near sometimes, late into the night. Definitely go check it out. Let me make sure this link is correct. Okay, it's good. Oof. It didn't do like the twitch.tv link, so I was like kind of worried there for a minute. It was like something random there, but all right,
maybe
we're
working
up.
hard in 03 Misawa.
You know who else is gonna be working hard on the pay-per-view? Big Boom AJ. He's live tonight.
Yeah.
We're up for Big Boom AJ. We are bringing the boom tonight. I'm fucking pumped. Marcus, I'm glad to hear it. You are excited too, brother.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I know I get people a little apprehensive about the TikTok Costco guy getting a spot on TV, but it's harmless. It's fun. It's for a damn pre-show match. He's done a hell of a job promoting this. He's done a better job promoting this than like 95% of wrestlers dead there ever. Like,
Yeah.
He's a machine. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. I've had fun with this. He's clearly having fun with this. Well, I'll let it rock.
Yeah. Bro, I get people getting mad about it. Like you said, it's the TikTok guy. It's the Costco guys. It's like just a meme. Bro, he seems fucking hyped. He seems like he's going to actually put in a shift. Like you said, he's promoting the show, which half their wrestlers don't do anyways. This is exciting. I don't know what the hell this is going to be. If it's going to be backstage. I honestly, I swear, I hope it's in the ring. I'm serious. I want it to be in the ring. Like it, bro. Give AJ 5 minutes out there. Have him start cutting some big booms. Have the Rizzler. Have Big Justice out there. Do the whole 9 yards. Then we can do like a little beatdown angle. We can QT can bring someone out and he can beat the shit out of Justice, bro. It is what it is.
Fuck it,
Figure
why
some heat
not?
to the match. Fuck it, bro. We need some heat. I'm looking forward to this very much so. Another thing I'm looking forward to, the last thing we'll cover on the show. It actually worked out. We actually covered like a main event thing for the main event. Darby Allin versus Claudio Castagnoli. We've seen a little bit of a preview of this match here recently. Claudio's been throwing Darby around into ring posts, into garage doors and things of that nature. This match could be incredible. It could be something that, like Claudio, I've kind of fell out of him a little bit. He hasn't worked as hard, which is, it's okay. But during this whole Death Riders thing, it's got him reinvigorated. It's got him right back in it. And I think Darby's here to bring it to him. Marcus, I heard you, brother. Rubbing your hands together with this one. What are you feeling?
I'm rubbing them like burn, man. I'm feeling a whole type of emotions. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling elated. I'm feeling, woo, boy. I'm a big fan of Claudio because he's just a tremendous base. And for him to be as functionally athletic and strong as he is at his age still, when a lot of guys in his age bracket are kind of teetering off, and you very clearly see a difference. You see nothing. Claudio's still that guy. And then Darby, come on now. He'll die out there. He'll pull out a crazy win at the end. He'll lock him in a Last Supper or something, a coffin drop. Who knows? He will be in there. He'll survive. He'll do his thing. The preview we got last week, especially the beatdown angle where he just fucking murdered Darby, and that camera shot was absolutely godly. Shout out the cameraman who took that. And then obviously the giant swing to the garage the week before. Like these two just have a lot of chemistry. It's like Peter Griffin versus the Chicken, that type of thing.
Yeah, easy comparison there. Easy.
Yeah, Darby against bigger guys just looks like a god out there, and you see the absolute best of what he offers as a wrestler.
We've seen it time and time again. I always think back when I think of Darby versus a bigger guy, I think Sam Joe. I think this match could be incredible. Darby, special wrestler, as we've been over. Claudio looks reinvigorated. We're back up for this one. We are excited. And that's a main event segment right there, folks. I'm gonna try to get through as many chats as I can. We're gonna cut this off at some point because we can't interrupt Dynamite. We don't do that here. Because we gotta go watch the show ourselves. But if you guys have enjoyed so far, I'd very much appreciate it if you could leave a like on the stream. There is a lot of you guys in here. Marcus, the draw once again, of course. Definitely go support Marcus. The links down below. All of them. Twitter, support him on the WrestlePurist Dynamite review with Chuck and the boss man Monty on Thursdays. So we're gonna lock in. We're gonna speed read. We're gonna do a little bit of speed run. We have Kale, Mr. Big Dude, speed run here. We're gonna get through it here. So we'll be short and sweet a little bit. Let's see here. I think Jay White and the Bang Bang Gang are over enough for him to be international title level. Matches are good enough to be a gatekeeper before guys go to the main event. Agreed.
That's about the perfect way to describe it for him. International title, cool. Continental at some point, why not? Hell, even merge the Continental and International at some point. I'm down with that. He can compete in that tax bracket.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Jay White promo sticks in my head was when he started yapping and someone shouted, "Who wrote this shit?" I do recall that. It's very, very funny, bro. Also, the catalyst of pro wrestling single-handedly sold out industry. Breathe with a switchblade because it's still my era. Bang, that sort of thing.
I got another one. Where are my Novi pre-Dynamite review gold members?
Beautiful. That's genuinely. It's like a book. It's like a script, I should say. But there's plenty of people hanging out. We're going through. We're speeding through. All right, hold on now. Caden thinks it'll be Tony. Tony in the four-way.
I wouldn't be shocked at that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't be shocked either. Novi, address the Ricochet allegations. We don't have time. I think he's a good wrestler. Stop this now.
Ricochet allegations, you say?
Okay.
All right.
I said Ricochet is a good wrestler, but in terms of my personal enjoyment, I don't have him as a great wrestler. That's all. I enjoy him. I enjoy his work. That's all I said. But here's what I also said. I can be swayed very easily by a good match with Takeshita. Very easily. That pendulum is not like super far in one direction. Not at all. That's where I'll specify. Because a lot of people accuse me of being a Ricochet hater. It's not the case. Not the case.
And we got the dome with ZSJ, brother. He's going to put in the shift for that too.
We could see the pendulum. It's able to be swung. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for all the stuff he's got going on soon here. We could see. Thoughts on our witch go to the Hammerstein. Love it. Perfect.
Where it belongs. Where it belongs.
Where it belongs. Brainbuster. Hello, Novi Marcus. I'm currently in homework hell. Please kill me. Also, With You sucks. With You does not suck. You actually suck. I'm sorry to say. Hate to say it.
Just for that, we definitely will kill you. Just for that.
We are coming for you, bro. But before we do that, we're gonna shout out the Graps podcast. Check out the Graps pod on YouTube. On hiatus at the moment, but they'll be back with some real shit. I'll be appearing on that show sometime within, a little bit of their reemergence. So definitely check them out. Graps pod on YouTube. Let's see here. Yeah, good call. Brainbusters showed up in chat. We had to go to the AJ segment eventually. Let's see here. We bring the boom. Oh yeah, we do. Let's see here. Was he gonna do a stomp on the neck with the chair spot on Wheeler? That'd be pretty crazy. That'd be pretty like heelish.
Sick.
You know what I mean?
That'd be godly.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, matter of fact, no, I need him to do. I need Wheeler to try to put a seatbelt on Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy just snap his fucking leg.
That'd be sick. Let's fucking do it. Do you think Takeshita could walk on into an SEC team? Yeah. What position should he play? Wide receiver.
No, my answer to this is yes, and yes. I'll take him to Florida right now.
He can come to Kentucky, bro. Can he sling the rock? We need someone. You know what I mean?
When I see him throw that ball, he'll be next great pass rusher.
Beautiful, beautiful. Big Fat Orange Cat. How often do you think Kenny Omega is going to be in AEW if he wants to continue to work for New Japan? I think pretty consistently, but it's pretty clear that he wants to do New Japan first. So,
yeah,
hang on. Go do it, bro. I love Kenny in New Japan, so I got no problem with that.
Exactly. Plus, he almost died last year. Like, he can do whatever the fuck he wants at this point. Like, go crazy, kid.
Yeah, I don't care, bro. As long as you're having cool matches. Can I watch one stream you're not without the silly Hangman Bryan agenda? Bro, I don't ever bring it up. People just talk to me. I give my response. That's all. I'm just responding to people. Going off the crowd.
He ain't starting it, but he's finishing it. That's all we do around here.
That's all we'll do. I'll be vindicated soon. I feel like I already have been a little bit. We'll see. Kenny saying he doesn't need AW was beast. Hashtag we done with the minor leagues. Hashtag Shin Nihon numero uno. P.S. Can you please save wrestling in 2025? Yes, please. That would be nice.
Please. I'll be a very happy man if he ever wins a world championship in 2025.
Yeah. Kale. I think it's insane that they had Hater return to a kickoff and then a feud with lower card girls. Definitely a little weird. It kind of makes sense, the kickoff thing. It made sense at the time. Makes sense to have her feud with lower card. It's time. Let's flip the switch. Let's get her rolling. That's where my take is on it now. Yeah, like eased into wrestling. Yeah, eased into wrestling. Then she should be wrestling some top names here soon. Let's see here. Makes her return feel small is what Kale was saying about the kickoff stuff, which is. That's fair. I get it. It felt pretty big in the moment, but if it happened on like the main show, it'd be different. But then we would have had to seen fucking Saraya on the main show. So I'm good on that, bro. We're
AEW agree with you, which is exactly what they did on the pre-show, because ain't nobody trying to see Saraya on the main.
Yeah, exactly. Unless Bailey's TNA deal specifically forbids him from working AEW, why couldn't he just do the C2 on a per appearance and fully sign to AEW later? I don't think if he's still signed, I don't think they'd want him to do that. I think that's it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, It's a
wrestling
game.
Contracts are just, like that. Plus, you see what TNA's working with right now? I don't think AEW is going to go for that.
Yeah, I agree. GCW's crying right now. Bro.
Can't
stop being fucking losers, bro. Such a loser fucking mentality to go complain on Twitter. Cry.
That FP
Keep
pod was
crying,
so
bro.
stupid because, like, dude, it was like local man finds out what a startup company, how a startup company operates. No shit. They're working on They're a startup.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, man, it takes a little bit of a time for them to gain like millions of dollars in profits. Yeah. Shocker, bro.
Could you imagine Paul Heyman like going to WCW? Let me see Ted Turner's spreadsheets. Could you imagine?
Yeah, we're good on that, bro. GCW in the mud. Barbecue chicken alert. AEW should run Corkin for a show leading up to the Dome on the 4th, 5th. That would be godly. Unbelievable.
That'd be sick. That'd be so sick. Imagine AEW got Town State for New Year's Dash and whatnot. If they still run that after Wrestle Dynasty. I'll be so up.
Oh, be fucking wonderful. We've got to the Rob message. It's been a minute. We're scrolling through here. Again, check out Rob on Twitch. Sir Paragraph. Same name over there. Let's see here. DG getting saddled trying to make Perry interesting. To be fair, he's making him interesting. I've liked it, so I've got no problem with it.
It's a nice, understated TV title feud. There's nothing insane. It's short, violent, to the point. There's not a
Yeah.
whole lot of mystery and hokiness to it. It's just two niggas who want the belt and just trying to kill each other. And we'll see a good match Saturday. That's all it is. That's all it needs to be
Yeah.
sometimes.
All it needs to be. Can Big Justice do a blade job? I hope so.
Run it. He's a worker. He'll run the blade.
real fella. He's got it going on. No worries. When was the last time AEW got a plug on Jimmy Fallon? Shout out Big Justice. I'm not sure actually. I don't know if they ever have. Hey, kudos to Big Justice, bro. He went on there and said, "I'm working a match. You all watch it." You know, that's sick.
He gave you time, date, location, company, all that in like 5 minutes.
Fucking beautiful. AJ versus QT is this generation's Ikeda versus Ishikawa. We can see some comparisons. We can draw some, I think, maybe.
I ain't go that far, but I'm locked in. As far as locked in, I'm gonna be for a QT Marshall match anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know if you already passed it, but is Swerve actually fucked or not? I don't think so, but he is fucked against Bob Lash. We can say that. You know?
I'll say like he looks like it's something he could probably work through, but he'll probably monitor it as the days go on. But I think he's fine. I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. Caden also specifies Big Justice is the child. AJ is Big Boom AJ. Yeah, bro, we know. I'm still saying what I'm saying. You know, I'm not taking it
right.
back.
It's like that's what's up, bro. Anyway.
Yeah, doesn't change things for me.
No,
I also said that I wasn't excited for the Zack Sabre Jr. match. No, I didn't. I did not say that. I said that I would have done something else. I said I would have liked something else for my personal enjoyment of like my personal taste. I would have done something else. But it doesn't mean I'm not excited for it. I am excited for it. Bro, if you were there, you would have seen it. Those motherfuckers in the DMs came after me. Khalid of the Graps podcast, he attacked on me. It was crazy. He jumped me, bro.
I was even
They put a fucking gun to my head, said, "You will like Ricochet." And I said, "I do like Ricochet, I do." And they said, "Not good enough."
You know what they say? They said we're gonna hurt you. Words to the Hurt Business. The Hurt Syndicate. They said we're gonna hurt you.
He literally said, "We're gonna hurt you." I said, he said, "We're gonna hurt you if you say anything bad about Ricochet." It's like, bro, I haven't. I just I like him. It's good. It's chill. And they still hurt me. It was fucked up.
They still apologize.
Let's stand on business. I'll join you. That is the business. That's the real business. And you can leak the screenshots. It doesn't change things. It doesn't change. I've said what I said on this stream. It's public. This is knowledge. To all of our wonderful viewers who have joined us throughout this show and have given us wonderful likes. We've got to 20 likes. That's wonderful. We had a super chat earlier from Hugo the Victor. Thanks again, Hugo. But Marcus, it's been a fucking fantastic time. We've talked a lot of graps. We've yapped a lot. Where can the people find you? Where can the people support you?
As always, Marcus Davis 904 on Twitter, and I'm joining the land of the clear blue skies. Same handle and everything at Marcus Davis 904.
Oh, you joined it.
Social. I did.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. I'm gonna put it in the description too.
We follow each other on there, no?
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, my bad, bro. I didn't know. I genuinely forgot. I think so because someone said not too long ago that they were still waiting on you to join. So I think I just kind of like got that in my head and just never forgot it. We do follow each other. Damn, I'm a piece of shit. Follow Marcus. I'm gonna link it here. Blue Sky. Follow Marcus on Twitter. Support him on the WrestlePeers Dynamite review. Very much appreciated, Marcus, as always, for coming into the territory, saying what's up, talking to the people. And yeah, we're actually we should say this too before we leave. I know it's getting close to Dynamite. We will both be on the Late Night Grin on Friday, previewing AEW Full Gear. We're alongside Oracle, Shoot, and Caden for that show. So if you guys like this sort of thing, you can find it over there on the Grin. I'm going to be leading the boys into some temperature talks, all those good things. So very much looking forward to it. Very much excited. Thank you again, Marcus, for joining us on the stream. Thank you guys all for hanging out and for all the love in the chat. And I'll see you guys next week, 6:30 p.m. EST, for another edition of the pre-show. Much love and have a good one, folks. Enjoy Dynamite.